Hi, I'm Lisa and welcome back to my Fat React series where we're going to be reacting to different aspects of health culture. This includes the fat acceptance community, the fitness community, as well as popular health and beauty trends. So today we're going to cover something that I've heard a lot about in the FA TikTok sphere, and that's you can pursue healthy habits without the goal being weight loss. And here's the thing, I don't necessarily disagree. I think regardless of your size, if you're super morbidly obese or you're just a little bit overweight or you're underweight, you can pursue healthy eating and healthy exercise without it being about gaining or losing weight. That being said, I do think that if you employ those habits correctly, then you will see the results physically by either gaining or losing weight. Pursuit of health is not a monolith. It might be different for other people. I just know that for myself, who used to be 347 pounds, that losing weight was definitely part of the health journey. And I have two people here who seem to be in the FA sphere that are currently pursuing particular health goals. And I just want to take a look at what the perspective is here, because one person, it appears, is losing weight, but not doing so through what she would consider conventional methods, kind of resisting the pressure to work out. And the other person is working out despite this assumed stigma that they're feeling about being a fat person going to the gym and not necessarily focusing on diet. So let's take a look. The first one is about dieting without exercise. Let's just kind of see what they have to say.
So, my highest weight was 323 pounds. I am now 258 pounds. I've lost a total of 65 pounds without going to the gym. And I just feel like this needs to be said, that what I'm doing to lose weight is not any less valid than what you guys are doing in the gym.
I think she's 100% right. I'm not sure why it needs to be said. I think perhaps there's a lot of people out there, like I always say, exercise and diet. If all you can do is diet, that's fine, right? Like there's nothing wrong with this person just choosing to eat healthy and lose weight. And she's done an excellent job. Losing 65 pounds for a woman is a huge deal. I mean, it's a huge deal for a man too, but women, we have smaller bodies on average than men, and so losing that amount of weight doesn't come as naturally if you're a man who's in a larger body, right? As I would say. So I do wonder who she's talking to, what experience that she had growing up that said that you have to go to the gym. You have to lift, bro, right? I personally like weightlifting and strength training and using the weight machines. I think it's a lot of fun. I love feeling the results. I feel stronger, but I totally get it. If that's not something she wants to do, that's not a big deal. And she was listed with a hashtag fat acceptance, or it was body positivity or something under this video. So this definitely was related to that. And perhaps this is a resistance to needing to have a fit looking body, but just losing fat. And you know what? You don't have to look a certain way if you want to be healthy, right? Like if you're focused on losing fat, but don't really care if you have a little bit of, soft padding, just due to the fact you don't have a lot of muscle. I mean, muscle is good for you, but losing the fat is probably more important. So yeah, I do, like I said, I do wonder what her experience is there. And it's interesting because I've often talked about how if you are going to start your weight loss journey, don't do exercise and dieting at the same time. In fact, don't do either of those first. I've always encouraged people to establish healthy eating habits first. Make sure you have what you're going to eat for the rest of your life down first. So if you're going to eliminate certain foods, like certain processed foods or certain ingredients that you just know are harmful to your body, take all that stuff out first and practice eating that way without worrying about calorie restriction or portion sizes. I mean, obviously don't try to binge or overeat as much as you can, but maybe you don't actually know. Just try to focus on eating healthy and do that for several months. And then once you feel like you have that down, that's when you want to start incorporating dieting and calorie restriction. We do this because there's going to be times where you're going to fall off the wagon and you're going to end up eating to maintenance or overeating. And you want to make sure that when you do that, you're falling back on those healthy dietary patterns, that you're not jumping to takeout or jumping to the processed foods. You're jumping to, dang, I ate 4 bowls of yogurt today, right? Or dang, I had 2 chicken breasts today. It's things like that. She might incorporate exercise later in her diet. We don't know. It's not a big deal to just focus on dieting. and not worry about exercise. So yeah, I think that's very interesting. I mean, I said this 3 times already. I do wonder what her experience is that somebody's been like, go to the gym, bro. Yeah, so we're gonna go on to our next video. This one is about a person who's trying to get physically fit by going to the gym, and they're currently fat, and they're working on their health that way. But they also seem to be working on their self-perception and their mental health around their body, which is also a very, very big step when it comes to health, is working on that self-perception and mental health. So let's check that out.
Welcome to FaceTime for the Fats, a series where I, a fat, talk about things that only plus-size people will understand. I just went to the gym, and while I was there, I was finally able to verbally articulate a feeling that I have felt in spaces just with other humans around in general, especially ones that include movement, for the first time in my life. So today was a lifting day. I was doing some deadlifts, and I noticed myself being very on edge in the sense where I was I felt myself building up a wall around me emotionally. And my eyes were on other people like a hawk, making sure they weren't looking at me. And that if they were, I would be on the defense already, being like, you can't touch me. I already see you, sort of thing. And I had to stop myself, and I was like, what are we doing this for? Where is this coming from? Because not a single soul was looking at me, not one.
That is so interesting. I think it's such a huge thing for her to admit this, because so much of what I see in the FA content sphere is about how people are constantly judging you, judging your worth. They're looking at you and thinking a certain way. And she's like, I was in the gym and nobody cared. Nobody was looking at me. And honestly, that is my experience in the gym. Somebody might be look at you briefly, make eye contact, but nobody's looking at your body up and down, because guess what? Everyone's there to do the same exact thing. They're all there to work out and get fit. And if you're there, technically you're one of them. So I think that's so interesting that she's mentioning this. And she's really talking about her self-perception and how, because she believed there was this stigma or there would be this judgment towards her, she started to react as if that judgment were there. Clearly her anxiety was getting the best of her.
Everyone was minding their own business, which is honestly why I like the gym that I go to, because everyone truly does mind their own business. And I had to be so gentle with myself in that moment, because I was like, Deanna, you have been subjected to stares, to laughs, to mockery of your body, and if not your body, the body of someone else who looks similar to you, for your entire life.
I wonder if she went through this, for example, in middle school and high school. Kids are mean. Okay, I work with kids. Kids are mean. I mean, I love kids. Kids are great. but kids are mean to each other. And I remember when I wasn't even fat as a kid, I was just kind of chunky. I was about to go through puberty, so I was putting on some puberty weight. And kids were still calling me fat because I wasn't a skinny mini. I know that stuff can be carried with you into adulthood. And so I do wonder, when they talk about stigma and worth and how people look at you, are FA people looking at their time in school and thinking that still applies in real life? Because, like I said, kids are mean. But adults are usually better. Clearly there's always people on the internet who are jerks, who are going to say, this person's not attractive because they're slightly overweight, or nobody could ever be attracted to this person, or this person's ugly because of that. People on the internet can be jerks, and they're anonymous. But is anybody in your real life going to do that once you hit 22? Because it hasn't happened to me in the last however many years since I was 22. Yeah, I think that's very interesting that she's talking about this. She's like, I just look around and realize nobody cares that I'm here. So, yeah.
Of course it makes sense when you're doing something that, especially for someone in a larger body, can be very vulnerable, such as going to the gym, that you're gonna be on guard, fight or flight, trying to protect yourself, even when in the moment there isn't really a threat. And once again, these boys, the people around me, they were not doing a thing. They were just working out. And so all of this to say, this was a wonderful reminder for me that while, yes, it is important to have a sense of self that keeps you safe and secure from genuine, real fatphobic threats, it's also equally as important to recognize that you have been through so much already. And if you are still fat, that you probably continue to go through things like this at one point or another. And that in the long run, you're not doing yourself any favors by sitting and stewing in that place of hypervigilance. And I'll be the first one to say that is so much easier said than done, because look what I just told you. It happened to me today. Not to mention other factors that play into trauma and whatnot. There's a lot of nuance that can't be discussed right here in one little TikTok. But you are so worthy of being able to let your guard down. You are worthy of moving through the world with ease. And you are worthy of peace. Just as you are.
I do agree with her on so much of that. Like, there should be no reason why you should have your guard up at the gym. I remember when I first started my weight loss journey and I was thinking about working out, there was a gym at my apartment complex back when I still lived in the apartments. And I was just kind of scared to go because every time I would walk past it, there was these really physically fit people in there running on the treadmills. And I'm like, oh, I don't want to go in with looking with my t-shirt and my baggy sweatpants and working out. And part of that, and I've talked about this before, part of that was fixed by me getting cute workout clothes at Torrid, and Torrid does have really nice, cute workout clothing. I've worn it sometimes during these videos, and it just gave me the confidence to go in there and be like, you know what, I'm big, and who cares, I'm here, and I look cute, right? And guess what happened? Nobody even looked at me. Nobody talked to me. Nobody cared. It just kind of goes to show that a lot of times this stigma or this idea we have of, what you called it, fat phobic threats, genuine fat phobic threats of what was the threat? At the end of the day, it was the idea that we had of ourselves, probably based on childhood trauma of kids being mean, that's not actually based in reality today. Because what is the actual fat phobic threat there? Somebody at the gym walks up to you and makes fun of you. Guess what? You tell the people at the gym who work there, that person's no longer at that gym. Right? Nobody's going to put up with that. So yeah, I really thought those two videos were very interesting. What do you guys think about this? What do you think about their takes on this one person at the gym, this one person losing weight without going to the gym? This is the fat perspective of people who are actually engaging in healthy habits despite technically being in the fat acceptance community. Let me know down below. Subscribe if you're so inclined, and I'll talk to you next time. Goodbye.